since John Schneider took over from Charlie Montoyo, have become a lot more aggressive in their use of Jordan Romano, their closer. They've started, in addition to using him more, they have also started to use him to get more than just 3 outs on a more regular basis than they did before. As a closer, Brad, when do you get? What does it take to be comfortable kind of crossing that threshold from a one-inning guy to now we're asking you to get the final out of the 8th, sit down, get back up, and go out there and get him in the 9th?
That's a good question, and first of all, pleasure to be back with you guys. It's interesting because the evolution of closers typically in their career is that they'll start off doing 1 1/3, 1 2/3, maybe they're a setup guy for a while, so even 2-inning stints, and then they'll eventually make their way back to that closing role where they might still be doing a little bit of extended work, but then after they have that role for a certain amount of time, it kind of goes down to 1 inning. That's the typical, trend. But obviously, in this case, we're having him expand out of the 1-inning role. And I think, I would say this: for every reliever, every closer, it's different. There's a lot of guys that cannot do that. There's a lot of guys that cannot, have that super coursing adrenaline, get out there for the 9th inning, get the job done, and then they sit down and. There's no way they're going to get back up and get that same kind of stuff and same kind of adrenaline and quality of inning if they go back out there. So that's really, closer dependent. Some guys are able to do it. Now, I think in the case of Romano, I think he is because to me, it doesn't ever look like he's super, super overhyped when he's out there. There are some guys, Edwin Diaz, for example. I mean, he's going to be, fist pumping like crazy. He can do multiple innings as well. But there are some guys that just ride super high on the adrenaline. And, guys later in their career also, I would say, are more 1-inning guys because the energy it takes to get out there and get that 1 inning and then sit down, you lose a ton. So I guess for Romano, he's still young enough where he's capable of doing it. He's not a guy that rides just entirely on adrenaline for 1 inning, so he's capable of doing it. So, yeah, I look at him and I think he's one of those guys that can give you that. And what you're obviously hoping is that the guys in front of him pitch effectively enough where you don't have to use them for an extended period. But sometimes those guys are good, but maybe they're not great, and you need your best out there for as long as you possibly can get them.